Alright. Once more, the narrative. What a nice boy. Aiming to take the blame for our successful retrieval of a VIP. Ah, Lord of Man's voice, welcome.
Lord of Modest Man, how are you? Where's Duke of Man's voice?
Now, does Rasmo choose or do we choose? Being presented with some branches here, or is this just theater?
I do not remember. I don't think one has distinctly better rewards or anything.
Naturally, schemes and wheels. The law we broke was that of crime.
We destroyed crime. Destroying crime is illegal, you know.
Hey, finally, regular bow. Keep one of those around. And a regular shield. They'll have relatively little interest in buying shoes. Despite understanding their immense value, I'm hesitant to invest in shoes. Are there any new rumors at bar? No. Right, he is monking. He will remain humble. We could get him into some others. He is forbidden to wear hats. Hats are material goods.
Yes.
They detract
Leather
from the
jacket.
refinement of the spirit.
Leather jacket, not hat. And also is not, you know, valuable goods.
It's a meditative focus. Let's go ahead and pick up Shocker. That's going to have use for a long time. 1200 JP for the preemptive counterattack. Very nice. Would have some begin to delve into the art of geomancy.
You plan on geomancing?
Quite likely, in due time.
I love the description of move on lava. You can learn to move on and stop on rocks. Walking on rocks is a very, very rare technique.
Deep arcane secrets of rocks. There. Now our knight becomes large. Indestructible. And you two. Carry on. You are sure to learn skills. Only Boneless does not have access to, job point up. Actually, briefly squire you so that you can try to pick that up, or maybe on the off chance that you just have enough squire points osmotically. You do not, but you'll get there. You do know how to throw rocks. Save lives. You must refine your fist.
To learn how to better become a person working. To better learn how to work, you must first become the tiniest of babies.
To mend wounds, you must create wounds. Also, this is a damn high encounter rate I'm feeling so far.
It's not every time you move on them, but it's like, I think it's just a straight up 50% chance if you walk on a green square.
That's a
to get
damn
into
high
encounter.
encounter rate.
Might not be. I think some zones have higher encounter rates than others. I believe that's also the case. Mandalia Plains has a very high encounter rate. I think like a lot of the ones in the center of the map have high encounter rates, whereas a lot of the ones on the outskirts do
with
not.
birds. Commence the yellow. And we'll just kind of take advantage of our abundance of close combat units and block off appropriate bits of terrain.
Get stuck in with the boys.
You see, these are monastic yells, but they contribute to the progress of the fist.
Yelling violently and indiscriminately is a very, very important part of becoming a monk.
The most deep and spiritual of martial arts. The vocal arts.
Of course.
Make your name a killing word.
Rasmo yells his own name, accompanies it with jazz hands. All of his foes fall, dead. His name is so powerful.
This is also how he casts spells.
Of course. So I went to the optometrist today. The Wizard of Eyes, you see.
And how damned are your
wizard.
eyes?
I went to this wizard to see how much more damned my eyes have become over the past few years. Because I was beginning to become worried at how, my inability to see curses has come across.
Hmm.
Well, turns out my worries were not as bad as I thought. All it was is that my left eye has gotten very, very slightly worse, and my much poorer right eye has stayed the same. Now, the problem with why I was not capable of being able to see is because it was revealed to me that my glasses are more or less destroyed. They are scratched beyond belief, but they are not even close to being as good as they were. Honestly, at this point, it's just better to get a new pair than trying to get them buffed, because they would become much thinner if I just buffed them.
The terrain is just very slightly deformed, and that makes it impossible to lay down this protect in a reasonable manner. If I were to relocate to over here, though... No, that would be similarly bad. Over here, though... much better.
Final Fantasy Tactics does have an excellent soundtrack. It's very varied for, confusing. For something that actually has like relatively similar sounding songs in it, it's actually pretty varied. There's a large number of songs.
Subtle variation on theme.
I've described it before, but whereas most composers, sound like they're having the music come from a concert hall, the composer for the Evilist games tries to make his sound like it's coming from a cathedral. It's pretty interesting. It's very echoey in a non-intrusive way.
Birds are versed in the healing arts. This is new information.
Of course.
The bird must suffer. For your hubris. Receive my limitless wrath.
Destroy all birds you come across. Devour them as they stand.
Suffer not to live the bird.
I remembered correctly. The encounter music that's playing right now in Mandalia Plains is called A Chapel. It never plays in any chapels.
There, Knight and Squire, ultimate team. Squire that is also a priest.
Squire, attend me!
Indeed. If this asshole has now wandered into the area of effect of the cure. These damn moochers.
Destroy the goblin.
I must deduce the anti-bird equation.
Personally, I don't think that pages should be out on a fight. In a fight. You see, this is because pages are children. We are not playing anime World War II, where children fight all the time.
The children have no place on the battlefield.
This is fantasy War of the Roses.
Where children do have some place on the battlefield, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, we should just, look over that a little bit. Overlook that a little bit.
Probably invest in a Thunder Rod, given that I arbitrarily chose Bolt 2 to be the second step. First, what would later be, or would eventually continue being localized as Ra. Level spell.
Yes, hello? Are you alive?
Yes, hello.
Oh no.
Connection problems continue.
He's become destroyed.
The recording will remain intact. The occasional sound of OBS crying in agony will be heard. This is normal.
Please, my friend, return.
All is well. Squire, you gotta work on your moves. At least for just your weekend of understudy work. In time it will conclude, and you will resume ordinary priestly duties. For now, you must fight. You must kill. Reach heaven through violence. Enact the will of God through your fist.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, that's an adjacency thing. Well then, become swift. Keep on motivating. Knight also finally starting to mature as a physical damage source.
Ah, you've returned, friend.
Several times over.
Of course. I was about to mention before our sudden problems with the internet results. Choosing Bolt as your first, spell 2 is actually a pretty good idea, because there are very few things that are resistant to lightning in this game. Whereas there are some that are resistant to fire, and quite a few that are resistant to ice. So Bolt is a good choice.
Interesting.
It's also slightly more expensive to learn, if I remember right. For no particular reason, it's not any stronger.
Well then, we bring the thunder. Walk right up behind Boneless. Deep breath. Give a hearty motivational shout. Settle down by the fire while the great historian tells you the story of the loudest man in the War of Lions.
Becoming more speedy does make you become poisoned faster. That is a true fact that happens.
Eating your
Because
metabolism will distribute the poison.
Being poisoned attacks you at the end of every turn, I believe. Possibly the start. I don't remember which one.
End, in this case. Yes, good Boneless. You have taken a life. Now remove its bones and claim them as your own.